Welcome to episode 3 of Keepin It Reel, a 4-part series discussing film remakes in Hollywood. I'm Cody.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Colton.
Today's episode will be discussing our definition of film remake and art versus entertainment. Keep in mind we're casting a wide net here. Remakes, reboots, screen adaptations, franchises, sequels, prequels, basically any newer rendition of a story we've already seen before.
Right. So there's like two types of films that you're going to see. There's art films and entertainment films. The art films mostly coming out of indie film developers, and the entertainment films coming out of the big Hollywood studios.
It's these two types of films are often, it's more of like a gradient, right, where there's a line that separates the two. But art films made by indie studios and art films made by real big time studios tend to focus on message and idea. They're trying to comment about something that's happening in the world. They're using film as a medium to do that.
Where the entertainment films are more of, this is going to be fun to watch for 2 hours, right?
Right, just checking out of reality,
Hey, it's Saturday, I want to go to the movie theater, watch a movie. I don't want to think about my 9 to 5 that I'm going to have to go back to in 2 days. So.
Yeah,
exactly.
Entertainment films are kind of an escape.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In thinking about that, it's interesting to think about originality when it comes to sort of how that works for high art and low art films, right? Or high art and entertainment films. I apologize. Originality in terms of concept, in terms of design, in terms of aesthetic. What produces the most novelty? Is it just a film that's trying to convey something, just trying to tell something to its audience, or is it a film that makes a big spectacle of itself? So, it's really interesting to consider originality in these two groups, because originality for a Hollywood studio could be that a producer sought out a writer and paid him a lump sum to steal his story for their film. Alternatively, originality for an indie film or a film that's considered like an art film could just be, some kid sees the world and has something he wants to say, and that's what his film becomes.
Yeah, exactly. And we can tie this into remakes with looking at the original film versus the remade version of the film. A lot of the time when a film gets remade, there's not a lot of new originality or anything
Narrative
added.
changes,
Yeah,
technological
exactly.
advancements, but the story itself sort of stays intact.
Yeah.
And when they remake these films, it's pretty clear that they're targeting newer audiences. I mean, obviously the films that were made years and years ago were made for a different type of audience, ideologically, morally, philosophically, however you want to measure that. These films that are coming out are targeting newer, younger audiences, and it's pretty clear to see. You can look at all sorts of examples. You can look at Ocean's 11, Ghostbusters. You can even look at things like Black Panther and how that sort of sparked a political movement.
Captain Marvel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of these things go to target ideologies that are held by newer, younger audiences. So whether you like that or not is up to you, but you need to at least be aware that these are the sort of influences that are coming into your diet of film.
I think it's awesome. It's new, it's refreshing, it's something we haven't seen before,
Yeah, exactly.
and it kind of pushes against the status quo.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Seeing new representation in film is always great, and it definitely, like Cody said, it's fresh, it's new, and it adds something to the film that a lot of films in the past didn't have, and I think that's important that we keep our films diverse and interesting.
Yeah, it's really important to keep representation and to keep all these different ideologies in mind. My only hope is that in doing so, the film itself isn't compromised, and that it's more than just a marketing ploy. So that's my personal take on embedding of ideologies in films. As long as they do it for the actual core of the story, and as long as it goes to benefit the actual film itself, then that's fantastic. If it goes to just benefit sales, then I would look down on it.
Oh, yeah. Well said. Well, that's it for episode 3 of Keepin' It Real. Stay tuned for the next episode, the final episode, when we discuss the business and economics of Hollywood and its relation to film remakes. I'm Cody.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Colton.
And we're keeping it real.